Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Forman, and today we're going to be talking about the Rawson B2. So let's talk about where this design came from, and then right after that, where the name came from. So Pat's been having a lot of success and popularity with his Cheater 5 model, and that board started out as kind of like a mid-length up to a long board, kind of is the range that they're making the Cheater 5s. And he also makes Cheater 5 guns, which is a really nice wide point forward gun design. And he started getting requests for the board in shorter dimensions than, you know, like your 7.0 to 7.6 to 8.0. And then that's where the board evolved into into the B2. So this board starts out with a Cheater 5 outline, but then brought into shorter lengths. And then obviously it's going to be thinner, lower volume. And then we wanted to do, and this is something that we worked on with Pat, kind of spice it up in the smaller lengths as far as like the fin and the bottom shape on the board. So the fins on the B2s are a twin fin, and then also the bottom shape on this board is a very moderate Bonzer bottom. So it has a Bonzer bottom, and which is basically like if you're looking at it, there's some V in the center, there's some concaves right here and here, the different planes going across the board, and then the twin fin setup. So if you take Bonzer and you take two fins, you get B2. That's where the B2 came from. So super easy to understand because people are like, B2, I don't understand. So that's where the B2 came from. The outline came from the Cheater 5, and then the B2 name came from the Bonzer bottom on the bottom of the board and the twin fin. So let's talk about performance. I rode this board in a few hurricane swells this summer here in Cape Hatteras and had a blast on it, and it works in a variety of waves. I would say, people say like, hey, where does this thing fit in your quiver? It's a really good board. If you want like a one and done, it's a really good board that could have a really wide range of use, from smaller waves that really don't have much power up to bigger like overhead barreling surf. It's going to get the smaller wave game done with the flatter rocker, with the wide point forward, with the beak nose, and with the twin fin and with the Bonzer bottom. All of those things are going to help generate speed in waves that don't have any speed. Where it's going to get the bigger waves taken care of is one, Rawson's rounded pintail is just, you look at that and you're like, game over, it's done. And then also with the rail profile. This board really pulls the foam. This design, the foam is really pulled out of the rails. So even though this board may be 2 7/8 inches thick, it is definitely not 2 7/8 inches thick on the rail. It really pulls down for really foiled out rails throughout the board. So small waves, medium waves, big waves, one and done. This is the B2. As far as the performance, really good paddler. The flat rocker and the length are going to help. And I don't think I mentioned the dimensions on this board. So the board I rode is 6'6", 20 3/4, and 2 7/8. Paddling around the lineup, catching waves, really easy from the length of the board and also the flatter rocker. The ability to get it on rail quick, meaning like engage the rail high up on the wave and not falling to the bottom of the wave trying to get the thing on rail, is really easy. So you have the ability to get in early and get on the high line and start generating speed. The twin fin is just awesome, and a lot of people are in the know about twin fins, but I think the majority of the people are kind of still not in the know on twin fins, in that, you know, twin fins hold in good surf. It's just where they are on the board. You know, I think most people think about a bad twin fin that they had, or they think about like some really wide twin fin, or, you know, there's a lot of people, like, because of the twin fin craze, they're putting twin fins like in their thruster, and then they can't figure out why they don't work, and that's because the fins are too far forward on the board. That's why you're spinning out. But in this board, obviously, the fin boxes are back on the board, basically eliminating the need for a third fin. And there's also some size to these things as well. These are the Futures ENs, and so this is one of their bigger, what we call like a high performance twin, which is like an MR style fin, a little bit more vertical template, not the big, like, kind of raked out, drawn back keel fins. And so what this type of fin does is it gives you the ability to generate speed, but it also gives you pivot that you don't have in a keel fin. Keel fins are awesome for going for generating the most speed down the line, but they're not as pivoty as a thruster or a quad would be. When you have a more upright twin fin, you get almost all of that drive down the line, but you get a lot more pivot off the bottom and the top, and a lot more ability to have vertical turns and a better release off the top of the wave. You know, as far as better surf, like, you know, we had, you know, at the peak of those hurricane swells, we did have like better barreling waves, and it works great in that stuff. And then also like on the soft days, I think kind of the true test of a board like is like the first couple of days in a hurricane, like where you get those really long stretched out lines, which here in beach breaks can be really challenging because there's like unmakeable sections. This thing is just super fast, and the ability to get in the wave early and get to generating speed early allows you to make those sections, because the waves look really pretty from the beach, but a lot of times they're actually not fun in reality, especially for a reality level surfer like myself. But this thing was fast enough that that it made those conditions super fun. And then even like at the end section where it gets all mushy, or like at the very end of the swell when it's small, and you just have that, you know, you're so locked into riding something like this, it has the ability to like pump speed and skate speed and still do nice wraps and have a really good performance. So really, really fun board. Obviously the look of this thing is like drop dead gorgeous, but the performance is also there as well. So it's the Rawson B2, shrunken down cheater 5, Bonzer bottom, twin fin, Bonzer twin B2. There you go. If you have any questions about the Rawson B2, you can always call us at the shop, 252-987-6000, or if you'd like to order one for yourself, either stock or custom, we can do that for you as well. You can also look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.